Grand evening during this time of new, the actual time of newness year. Uh, Very grateful, thankful to be in the presence of time this evening for Free Your Mind. Free Your Mind is uh, designed to go into the King James Version of the Bible word for word so that you can understand the Bible. It's not an attack, it's just truth. uh, Point out some truths, point out some facts. Um, we have an upcoming program that's going to be very, very in depth. It's not free of mind. It's going to be another program on our YouTube channel. Speaking of which, we are very thankful for all of those that thought not robbery to subscribe. We thank you for subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. Tell somebody else. Call us. We're going to be helping people, reaching people, and edifying. At this time, since we are here, we are here for Free Your Mind. I have here with me in house. I'd like to testify. It's your time to give a testimony, share from this great lady.
Amen. I thank the Most High, Mother and Father Life, ancestors and elders and Holy Ghost for just being in our lives, for helping us. Thankful for a blessed day, being able to make it through and back in the house again to hear the truth, to learn more, to be able, like I always say, to help myself and always help others as well to learn truth too. Ashe.
It's really proud. I'm looking forward to being able to encounter and go to others and do some teachings, ministering, some edifying. We've had enough editorial from fiction perspective and from concept, construct, perceptions, and it's time to have truth, edifying people, real instead of fantasy, overriding truth. Uh, we have testimony on this evening.
Just glad to be here one more time to hear the truth. Thankful for this journey, appreciative to the ancestors. Thankful for the Most High, appreciate the truth that we get, even on Sunday and thinking about, what happened Sunday and today and, just being free, choosing to be free. And I'm thankful for what we're going to have opened up unto us today that is going to help us not only decipher and know what's right, but be able to apply it to our lives to be able to help someone else. And I'm appreciative to be here tonight. I should.
Well, having said that, we want to also encourage a lot of our brothers and sisters that are preachers, teachers, leaders. Um, it's good that you are giving truth, and it's good that you are pointing out things, but do it respectfully. The arguing, the debating, and the grading one another, debating one another, it's really not necessary. It's better that you help people understand it so we can move forward and free your mind. And free your mind and body to follow. The intent is to uh, move on to greater, move on to better. I want to encourage all to have the respect and to be mindful of others when you are bringing out truth, when you minister truth, and understand this. You must know and realize that when someone has been conditioned, programmed to be a certain way, you can't argue and get mad upset with them because that's all they know. And if they're not open and accepting, that's okay. All religions have their place where they have different people in them that are just as passionate, just as serious. There's no one religion better than the other, by the way. Absolutely not. So, having said that, let's go ahead and move. I think we're still in Leviticus.
We are.
Okay, we didn't get a chance to effectively announce that we would be here soon, but did anybody by chance log in yet?
You have people logged in, but no one's commented yet.
Well, we're thankful and grateful, and please feel free to subscribe and tell someone else, because this, our intent is to spread love and hate, and to move us on, further into truth, the way it should have been anyway. I'm noticing that a lot of arguing and debating, and in the area where we are, they're doing a lot of demeaning and degrading, but they're finding out that they falsely, jumped the gun on things. By the way, I am issuing a challenge in the area where I am. I'm in an area where I'm issuing a challenge to all pastors, ministers, and teachers here. If you, I can give you 10 questions. If you can answer 5 of them, I'll give you $1,000. That challenge will start next month, and I will give you the 10 questions. If you can answer 5 of them correctly, I'll give you $1,000. That's how confident I am that you spend a lot of time arguing and debating and being religious, but you don't care about the people you stand in front of because you are just who you are. But that challenge is going to be issued. That's right. 10 questions. If you can answer 5 of them correctly, you get $1,000. My challenge is you can't answer 3 correctly, but if you can answer 5, you get 1,000. What if I answer all 10? Not gonna happen. Let's move on. Let's go to Leviticus. Where are we?
We are in chapter 12.
Chapter 12 of Leviticus. Let's go.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
And the Lord spake unto Moses. Let's go.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a woman have conceived seed and born a man child, then she shall be unclean 7 days. According to the days of the separation of her infirmity, shall she be unclean.
Unclean how many days?
7 days.
7 days. Do they do that in the hospital though? You
No,
consider unclean when you have a child?
no, sir, not at all.
Fiction. See, when you make up a story, I tell you when you got this from in a minute. Go ahead.
And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised, and she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days. She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. But if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks.
Y'all hear this? It's double if it's a female.
Mhm.
Right,
Y'all hear this, right?
Right.
Okay, I didn't make this up. You hear it for yourself. All right, keep going.
As
They combine 2 cultures with this, by the way. This is a combination of 2 different cultures. Uh, the circumcision part is one of the cultures, and part of the uncleanness comes from yet another culture. So the writers of this, they were not inspired by no spirit of God at all. Combine 2 different cultures in this. So when you study it and go in depth, you pick it apart, you find out which 2 cultures. But imagine being told that you are unclean double if you have a female. Once again, we find how degrading and demeaning it is, which gives you the character of the authors that were the writers. This gives you the mindset why they changed some of the stories, changed some of the dynamic to fit the mindset of those that have this done. So let's go ahead. It's telling us it's double if it's female.
as in,
Bless you, bless you,
as in her
bless
separation.
you. All right.
Yes.
You want to, you want to, you want to, huh? Go ahead.
And she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 60 days.
66 days. How many days is that, everyone?
66 days.
66 days. How many books? Never mind. I haven't messed with that. 66 days. This is not nothing I'm putting in here. We're going word for word. How many of you are hearing this for the first time?
I probably heard somebody paying attention to it.
Yeah,
Probably heard it, didn't pay attention.
I've read it, but I don't
read
remember
it.
it.
Read it and didn't pay no attention.
No, sir.
I mean, I just thought, I thought that, I said, why, my question was, and I remember the question. I said, why is it so much longer for a girl than for a boy? That's what I said. I said, I didn't understand that.
Everybody else, is that jacked up, made up reason they got, you know what I mean?
And I have a question. Like, why are they giving 1 week and 2 weeks when after a woman gives birth, she bleeds for at least 4 to 6 weeks? Is that what they're calling pure?
Excuse me. you're dealing with limited minds here. Because first of all, which I'm going to point that out when we get the ministers together. First of all, when they translated this, they didn't want a language that really caused people to point out stuff. So they translated it in Greek.
Mhm.
In Greek, because Greek, they felt like Greek explained it better. No, Greek was more fitting to make it seem like when you put something together like this, Greek was more fitting to make it seem like it come out right. But even when you study it in Greek and you go back to the original text, even a Jewish rabbi will tell you that Greek was, yes, it was used, but it's not the original text. And the ancient Ethiopian writing and the ancient Endos writing is more acceptable. But the reason why they did this is because the education and knowledge was limited.
Mhm.
They did not understand what they were interpreting. They did not understand what they were translating. We'll get into the dynamics of why this thing was put together and written the way it was, because we actually do know that. Um, they did not have the understanding that you have now that you're sharing with us. They really didn't have that. All they were doing was carrying out the mission of making sure they put out a religious uh, writing that was going to be designed to pattern and try to govern and dominate the world. They did not way they thought, but that was one of the reasons they copied so many things and combined stuff so it would seem like some of the things that are in here are on purpose and cross people up to make it seem like it came from a higher, but higher does not lead to confusion.
Right. Mhm.
So even you're pointing out now that they didn't have the right proper knowledge.
Right.
When they were sharing this.
Right.
As a matter of fact, this proves that they got their information and used it with limited knowledge of what they were interpreting, what they were bringing forth. And I don't care how many times they lie and they get their research and their history is tainted, their history is fabricated. They got lying historians, lying philosophers, lying archaeologists, lying on top of lie on top of lie. They're going through great lengths to pile lies on top of lies. But one thing about the truth always has a tongue to come out from lies.
Mhm.
So it's good you're pointing that out. Now, in some places, they would get a little upset with us for pointing out this truth, but in some places, they don't care how much truth you point out. They're locked in, bound, and they believe what they believe.
Right.
Even though it's proven, they still believe what they believe. And that's fine.
Right.
You can't get mad and upset with somebody because we had changed right out there before too.
Right.
So go ahead.
I have a quick, oh, okay. Okay, so my thing is, okay, they put so many days on her being, 7 days unclean, right? She's 7 days
That's what I mean.
with the baby. She's, again, she have a baby, she's 7 days unclean.
Yes.
Okay, and then, the, 8th day, according the separation of infirmity, she shall be still unclean, but, okay, but my thing is, um, but okay, so one thing you said she's unclean, well, it's about, for that is, but then you said she's going through purify. So if what's, okay, if you being purified, so it's unclean for so many days, but then I'm gonna go through the rest of my days purified with the, I guess what they call the month or whatever. But how, but my thing is, what make them think that she's unclean? I mean, because of what's going on with her.
Because of the blood.
Yeah,
It's funny how they use the blood to make you dirty and make you clean.
Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
It's funny how they do that.
Right.
You'll find out these cross cultures, cross religions, cross translations are the reason why they got it so mixed up, so confused. But that's why I say that when you unplug and when you begin to accept truth and be able to handle it better, you can't get upset with people that have been indoctrinated or locked in to believe a certain way That's why all this debating and arguing is just nonsense. This right here proves that there's a cross of more than one different culture in here, and more than one different ideology is in here, because you're unclean, but the male is still going to be circumcised at the age.
All right.
Then with the female, it's 14 days. You unclean. You know, now this I'm going to use common sense. We got people on there.
Yes, Elder Barron and Pastor Charles logged on.
You can ask questions at any time. You can ask any question. It don't even have to be on the subject. We are here to edify. We're here to strengthen. We're here to move on the greater. It's not about arguing, debating. If you're indoctrinated, I ain't against you. If you belong into your religion, I ain't against you. Whether it's uh, Jewish culture, religion, or religion in this culture, wherever. I'm not against you. We always talk about love and harmony, but we fight over religious beliefs. Ain't no religion solved and holy anyway. So I'm glad that we're doing this. Now notice, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to use common sense. Now they told you if it's a male, 7 days, right? Then they told you if it's a female, 14 days, right?
Right.
With the male, what happens on the 8th day?
Circumcision.
What else?
The, 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised, and she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days.
The blood of purifying 33 days.
Right.
Go on to the female. I want y'all to hear this. I'm using common sense.
But the male child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation. And she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days.
Now they ain't did no double.
Yeah.
They ain't did no double. 33 times 2 is 66. They just saying it was double. So I guess you get double trouble. I guess that's how they turn around and say you get double for your trouble. You know, this is not complicated what they did, but they made it seem like. And I don't understand how you believe that any kind of, if you know what a higher power is, this don't sound higher at all. Sounds ridiculous. Everything's about purifying, and not about living in healing and recovery. So somebody wrote this. That wasn't the focus.
Right.
The focus was for religious purposes. All right, let's go.
Question. So, the eighth day where the man child is being circumcised,
Yes.
that, you said they cross culture. Is that
Yes.
part of a culture?
That's from the Jewish culture.
It is part, okay, so they implemented that for everybody?
Yes, that's what their intent was, to get the intent was for everybody to follow this. But in the story, and I have to point this out, I got some pictures on that. If you read the Bible with your eyes open, if you read the Bible being unplugged from the matrix and not being pre-programmed by the dynamics and shenanigans, thank you, Elder Barry, and most of the shenanigans of preaching that we use, then you'll be able to see for yourself that these things supposedly already happened. But they flipped the dynamic in religion and got people's minds so warped. They expect these things to come to pass. But they already happened if you read the stories.
Right.
Go ahead.
And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for it,
Here we go again.
and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest,
For a sin offering. Go ahead.
who shall offer it before the Lord and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood. This is the law for her that hath born a male or a female.
Now stop. So now, okay, now earlier in this same Bible, child labor was pointed out for women, and she shall be saved for child labor. Right?
Right,
Now it's being called sin.
right,
We bringing a sin off. They bring no love off because you had a child. You bring a sin offering, and then you talk about for your blood to be purified. Now, every time you see an animal being sacrificed, it's I can't wait to do this thing for the ministers. It's either an example that they took for the use that we call culture butchery, or it's an example that they took from pagan rituals when they involve animals, or what we call satanic rituals where they use animals, or a symbolized purification where animal slaughter, animal butchery, or animal sacrifice is called for, or I keep going all night. I keep going. There are about 53 different examples that I can give for every time you see animals being used. But the one that you won't find is the one they covered up because it will point out that the religion of choice that we were in is not a holy reason for why these animals being sacrificed, but the story dynamic was twisted to make it appear that way. So it's deceptive. That's why it's 53. Go ahead.
I got a question.
Yes.
Okay, but my thing is, why would they want to make it seem again what it means? My thing is this: without this, there would be no childbirth. So if a woman not don't have her money, she's not gonna be able to have children. So why do they feel like it's double? It's unclean. It's a sin. You know, like,
You go back to blood.
but without it, the woman could not have it. If she don't have a money, the woman that don't have money, she cannot. She will not be able to bear children.
Well, daughter, according to that Bible, she can't because Mary got rid.
You know, okay. But I'm saying
Better read.
they make it want to make it seem as something it's not. You know, what I'm saying as it's not pure. It's unclean. But it's natural. Without it, then it couldn't be no child. You know what I'm saying? So the body was designed. The woman's body was designed. But you know, for the reason, but they make it like I said again. It seems as though there's just nothing natural, and then you know you got a certain amount of time, and
Yes.
you know, that's ridiculous.
Well, this is their way, and this is their way of trying to put their own ideology above science and above medicine. Now I'm going to go medically. Medically, for women at that time of month, that's the cleansing.
it
It's
is.
cleaning out. It's for cleaning out purposes. You're not considered in sin at that time.
Alright.
But you are considered in the period where you're cleaning out. Because believe it or not, it's called a cycle, and we know it. But some, there are times that some it run long. It run long. And it's funny how they took something that was designed for cleansing and turned it into something dirty and turned it into sin. This is a mind and a pun, which is a play on words, to cause you to fall into the dynamic of the desired intent of the religious programming that's being done here for the sake of indoctrinating people and controlling the mindset. We know medically that when a woman has a cycle, menstrual cycle, they call it a period, they call it a period as regards to a time period. But we know it's for cleaning. It's cleansing, it's a cleaning out that takes place. And we also know that it comes at a time where she's in a place where she is, in a place where she can't do it for herself. So her body does it, and it does it monthly.
And then there's an ovulation, there's a time, you know.
The ovulation time,
But that's, yeah.
yeah, we know what that's for.
That's what you can conceive, you know, there's a time in that. So.
Well, not in here. In these stories, the way they made this dynamic, which I'm telling you, they weren't too intelligent. You can have any time. You can have any time. So when you have any time. Well, not a lot of thinking went in, considering how long they had to put this together. Not a lot of clear thinking went in at all. Unfortunately. And that's why in a lot of places they don't like to mess with the Old Testament. They like to jump to the New. But when we get to the New Testament, they're going to find out it's just as fabricated. Just as cross, unfortunately. Good thing we're spiritual people. Good thing what we were taught. There's a lot of false teaching that was put in us.
Yes.
Bless you. And I'm more than happy to fulfill this ordained purpose of taking all this ridicule and persecution and come and tell me the truth. Get mad all you want to. I've proved all the years, and I've been around some very fantastic dynamic vessels. From Mother Estella Boyd, I come from the lineage of Apostle Arturo Skinner. I come from power, I come from spiritual power. But what we were told was the reason for it is not true. It's incorrect. Because of what they taught us was so true, Sunday would happen. What was I talking about? All our services took place from start to 2024. So I know it's incorrect.
I got something else to say.
Yes, go ahead.
Didn't they also say when a male openeth the matrix, it's called holy?
Yes.
So why, if this was her first child, just saying, why is she still considered unclean or not pure?
See, that's what happens when you unplug and you're free. You're able to see it. See, we don't see things like that because we're so busy trying to be religious. And we're so happy, we're so plugged into the fact that our life ain't ours no more. Gotta take your life back. Open your eyes and live and see this. You are exactly right.
So there should be a distinction between that woman versus a woman that has
What
already.
you telling me when they were writing this? Their intent was for everybody in their one religious lump and clump to believe what's there. The thing that's funny here, they're saying the law spoken of Moses. It's a story.
All right.
It's a story. Whether we like it or not, it's a story. They spent countless years and countless times making up writings, making up. Listen, if they try to defend it now, all them centuries they were trying to defend it because there was a hidden agenda and motive for it even being put forth. It's not credible because it was the last one. That's why they keep saying the first shall be last, the last shall be first. It was the last one. It came out after the so-called Dark Ages. That's why they say they want this first. It be first on the walk to. Truth still dominates and truth still reigns. You see all the mess that's going on now because of this book? Never mind. Go ahead.
And if she be not able to bring a lamb, then she shall bring two turtles,
Look,
or
they made a provision for the poor people. But look, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'd rather have to catch a lamb than try to catch something to fly.
Mhm.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
or two young pigeons,
Two young, stop that pigeon.
the one for the burnt offering,
Stop that pigeon.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
and the other for a sin offering.
A
And
sin of, none of it is, okay, can I, never mind, go ahead.
the priest shall make an atonement for her, and she shall be clean.
Now, the priest gonna give an atonement for her, and now she's clean, because the priest.
Mhm.
That's why these priests and preachers now are putting themselves in position, but How you can say they clean, you ain't clean?
Right.
We need to get this thing together and clean it up. I don't know why people so mad. They can stay mad. They better not come around me next month. I'm going hard next month.
Hmm.
I'm going public. Are they kidding? I'm not gonna be a disgrace to the ancestors like others. I ain't doing it. Go ahead.
That's the end of chapter 12.
That's all good. I want to listen to this. Look what they brought to the priest. Now, who the heck turned around and decided it needed to be money?
Right.
I'll tell you who decided it needed to be money. They turned it around and decided it needed to be money in the 15th century. That's when they decided it needed to be money. But they were already using it to get things for people before then. There's a historical figure. I ain't gonna say their name on this live yet because I have to wait. Because there's some things I want to put together for people to know that I ain't no crazy person. Very knowledgeable. The answers are great. I call them positive. They are outstanding. And to prove it, I issued a challenge earlier to the area where we live, to all pastors, preachers, ministers, and teachers. If you can answer, I'll give you 10 questions. If you can answer 5 of them right, I will give you $1,000 cash. If you can answer 5 of the 10 questions I give you right, pastors, ministers, preachers, apostles, bishops, these titles all over here, elders, deacon, whatever you are. If you can answer 5 of the 10 right, you get $1,000 cash. And I ain't sweating and I ain't going to pay out a dime. I guarantee you y'all can't answer. 10 of them, they're not trick questions either. They're from the Bible that we all carry, that we're all reading. But I guarantee you can't answer 5 of them right. If you do, I give you $1,000 cash. If I have to kick cans and get it, but I give it to you. I ain't ready for it, but I ain't got there ready. Ain't no sweat. I'll show it to you. That's close. You're gonna get to it because you ain't been answered. I want to know who decided that they had to be money. Because in our services, they have turned money into the focus for you to get blessed. Money for the focus for you to get prophecy. Money as the focus for you to get healing, and if folk ain't healed yet, for a miracle, if you get this out, you're gonna get a job, but the person don't get no job, got fired from the one they had, but you don't get their money back. They turn money into the folk. Why? Because these are not callings, these are jobs. These are religious businesses. Most pastors and organizations, they get a check every Sunday. Well, what about you? I ain't never been on the salary. And over the years, I wasn't thought enough to get no check every Sunday because we weren't in nothing like that. We didn't even think like that. Still don't. But when it's a job, stop calling it a calling. It ain't no calling. And how you retire from the calling?
Right.
Here you see the priest is saying, now you're clean. Huh? Because you brought some animals. Somebody don't know what they said. You can see what it is from the trees. I hope it's a bill collector. What not a bill collector, but they call them, you have the bills at the beginning of the month. What do they call them? Telephone.
Oh, yeah.
Telephone. What's in on you? Somebody, they must be advertising. But what I looked at right there, it makes us to understand why things are done the way they're done in the denominations that we encounter, that we experience. Cheerful giving is outlawed and outnumbered in a lot of places. You know, coerced giving. Coerced giving is dominating cheerfully, unfortunately. But as you see here, it's saying, now priest saying, you bringing a sin offering, right? So the only sin got to be what happens with the woman in her blood. Because the man ain't got to bring squat.
Right.
I want you to notice the man ain't got to bring squat and got to do squat. The man ain't even mentioned. So sin is being put on the woman.
Mhm.
That's not blaming. Did everybody see that?
Yes, sir. You also have a comment.
Now, is that right?
No,
Y'all think that's fair? That's right. But you can't question God. God did right.
right.
No, if a God wrote this, it's the God's on 2 feet. Yes.
Pastor Tron said, why would married women be considered in sin, delivering their child for, and she delivering their child for she and her husband, then fatten the priest by giving animals for sacrifice, just benefiting the priest?
Now that's the Bible part of the next page right there.
I can see.
Asante.
But that verse meals.
Asante.
Right, exactly.
Why? Why? Like on Living Color. Why? People don't like how we do it. They better get used to it. I'm telling y'all. When April comes, boom, be all out there with flyers and everything. Tell people questions they need to ask when they go to your place on Sunday. You need to have an understanding. Why you gonna tell me in all my giving, get an understanding, and you can't give me no understanding?
Right.
It's time for the young generation to get their questions answered because they're trying to trick them to come back in these buildings. But answer their questions. Treat them like somebody. Stop trying to use them and abuse them for your own hidden agenda. Ooh, I done messed up. Get my law
Uh, I think 3 people.
I ain't want to offend nobody. I guess I offended.
Yeah.
Probably offended. Go ahead.
I see how, like, from being in the Old Testament now, of how women is considered really to be nothing. They don't, it's not that well thought of.
Yeah.
If she's, they always talk about unless you, in previous time, unless you were bearing, children or something, she's not mentioned that much that often ago. But me, I can see how from this point and to get to the New Testament, how a lot of them think that they can control women and do women in kind of way because I can see how they're not, considered as too much anything over. But when they give it in the new, it get a little worse, I think, because
Little bit.
but they said, and like I said again, my thing is, I'm grateful and thankful, like I said again, because when I go back and I just said, when I did, read the stuff, it didn't mean too much to me about what was said, or what was, I read it and just, and kept on, because most of the time, anyway, well, we didn't do that now, what I'm saying?
So they said,
Yeah, that was just something that some lessons supposed to was made, but that's all old, we're even do that. We grace.
that's the claim.
We're no longer under law. We are grace now.
We not deal with crazy.
Hmm.
They taught me well, and they got me well equipped. Well equipped, well read. This ain't about, they ain't gonna be no debate. I don't need to do that. That's what other folk, they need to do. I don't have no point to prove, I just have truth today. Trying to help people that they recognize. But this thing with the way they depict, it tells you who wrote this. It tells you who, it tells you who wrote it. They say the King James Version. Well, King James was European. Was he not? Well, the Queen ain't got no power. You figure him. Y'all ain't know that? Not like years ago. Not like centuries ago. Queen ain't got no power over that. You see how the one that was in the White House went over there and disrespected her? If they cared so much They escort him out the country. But that tell you that's how they think too.
Pastor Tron had one more comment.
Uh,
She said,
Brother, long, but I find it amazing how we go word for word and they still be. Go ahead.
she said, this reminds me of the female having to go before the church to ask for forgiveness if pregnant and out of wedlock, but the male doesn't.
That's it.
Most of the time, that's he not there. He laid with somebody else. He'll move on to the next person. Most time he ain't there. Most time he's sitting right there. When he's sitting there, he don't know. Someone will walk up to him and say, "Don't take you in the big that's all this is. That it is definitely, it tells you where this mindset comes from. It tells you, whether we like it or not, it's trying to clean itself, it's trying to be better. It's funny how people get mad when you're trying to right wrongs and do things right. But to stay convoluted, to stay in the fantasy world, they all right with that. They ain't gonna make me mad. I'm gonna stay in my zen and keep telling them the truth. They ain't gonna make me mad. Keep speaking the truth, tell them the truth. Because it's time to clean this stuff up. And everybody got organized traditional churches around here, and you're not trying to clean up, tell the truth and tell the truth about what's in there. I'm soon running too. I want you to know that. You ain't gonna be able to have it. Run all you want to, you're cowards. You ain't gonna be able to run from me in this area where I live. I'm gonna get you for sure. Like new edition. Where we at? 13?
Chapter 13.
Oh, let's go chapter 13.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have in the skin
You go to man.
of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot,
Let's say this now.
and it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest and unto one of his sons the priest. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in the sight be not
What's up?
the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight
Why we arguing over color? Go ahead.
be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague 7 days. And the priest shall look on him the seventh day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on him again the seventh day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab.
If
If he
it what? If it turned what?
If it turned dark, somewhat dark,
Why we fighting over color? Go ahead.
and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin after that he had been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprosy. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh. And the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh. Then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that have the plague. It is all turned white, he is clean. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall see the raw flesh and pronounce him to be unclean. For the raw flesh is unclean, it is a leprosy. Or if the raw flesh turn again and be changed unto white, he shall come unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague, he is clean. The flesh also, in which even the skin thereof was a boil, and is healed, and in the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white and somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest. And if when the priest seeth it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy, broken out of the boil. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be not lower than the skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague. But if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or if there be any flesh in the skin, whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh be burneth, have a that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in the sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And the priest shall look upon him the 7th day, and if it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. And if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. If a man or a woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. And if the priest look on the plague of the scald, and behold, it be not the sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague, and the scald 7 days. And in the 7th day the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the scald spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the scald be not in sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven. But the scald shall he not shave, and the priest shall shut up him that hath the scald 7 days more. And in the 7th day the priest shall look on the scald, and behold, if the scald be not spread in the skin, nor be in the sight deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. He shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scald spread much in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the scald be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair. He is unclean. But if the scald be in his sight and stay, and that there is black hair grown up therein, the scald is healed. He is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. If a man also or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin. He is clean, and the hair is fallen off his head. He is bald, yet he is clean. Hath his hair fallen off from the part of his head towards his face. Could somebody get me some water?
I know what I'm saying.
He is forehead bald, yet is he clean. And if there be in the bald head or bald forehead a white reddish sore, it is as he sprung up in the bald head or his head. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the rising of the sore be white reddish in his bald head or in his bald forehead, as the leprosy appeareth in the skin of the flesh, he is a leprous man. He is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean. His plague is in his head, and the leper is in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean, all the days wherein the plague shall be in him. He shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone without the camp, shall his habitation be. The garment also that the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be in the warp or woof or linen or of woolen, whether in a skin or in anything made of skin, and if the plague be greenish or reddish in the garment or in the skin, either in the warp or in the woof or in anything of skin, it is a plague of leprosy, and shall be showed unto the priest. And the priest shall look upon the plague and shut up it that hath the plague 7 days. And he shall look on the plague on the 7th day. If the plague be spread in the garment, either in the warp, or in the woof, or in a skin, or in any work that is made of skin, the plague is a fretting leprosy. It is unclean. He shall therefore burn that garment, whether warp, or woof, in woolen, or in linen, or anything of skin wherein the plague is, for it is a fretting leprosy. It shall be burnt in the fire. Priest shall look, and behold, the plague be not spread in the garment, either in the warp, or in the woof, or in anything of skin. Then the priest shall command that they wash the thing wherein the plague is, and he shall shut it up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on the plague after that it is washed. And behold, if the plague have not changed its color, and the plague be not spread, it is unclean. Thou shalt burn it in the fire. It is fret inward, whether it be bare within or without. And if the priest look and behold the plague be somewhat dark after the washing of it, then he shall rend it out of the garment, or out of the skin, or out of the warp, or out of the woof, and it shall appear still in the garment. And if it appear still in the garment, either in the warp, or in the woof, or in anything of skin, it is a spreading plague. Thou shalt burn that wherein the plague is with fire. And the garment, either warp or woof, or whatsoever thing of skin it be, which thou shalt wash, if the plague be departed from them, then it shall be washed the second time, and shall be clean. This is the law of the plague of leprosy in a garment of woolen or linen, either in the warp or woof, or anything of skins, to pronounce it clean or to pronounce it unclean. That is the end of Leviticus 13.
Oh my God,
Now,
crazy.
Sit down, right over.
well, what happened was, mother. They copied from what was said, and they lied and said the Lord said, and lied and said God said. If you ever study um, science or medicine, you find that when they didn't understand plagues and diseases, they got stuff just like this. When they didn't have the knowledge to help. Notice all this copy, all this was copied, and they just plugged in the Lord said to Moses. They plugged that in. Notice, we got anybody watching?
Yes, sir.
Notice that we talk about a divine being, right? You ain't got no cure? What the heck? This sounds like a guidebook for STDs.
It does.
Because when I was listening, I worked in infirmary. I worked in surgery. These symptoms and the broken skin and stuff, and the spots and the black hairs and the lip up and the head, this sounds like STDs.
Mhm.
Now we got doctors here saying,
That's what I was thinking when she was.
that's what I know.
STDs.
And if they didn't understand stuff, they wrote out remedies. In this particular thing, they pointing you in the direction of the priest. Most of us I know don't have a doggone clue how to help somebody when they sick. What they better to pray because these people were not big physicians. They were not big on medicines. They were not big on remedies. Notice you ain't got no remedy. The priest gonna decide when you clean. The priest. Notice ain't no remedy. Now this is supposed to be coming from a higher authority with higher ways and higher thoughts. This is ridiculous. This reminds me of when we studied things like before they had penicillin, or before they had different medicines. This reminds me of how they would write out instructions of how to label stuff and recognize stuff. And notice here, ain't no remedy. They're not even, look, they're not even offering prayer. They had to look at that, which is what a lot of them should do anyway, because they prayers ain't gonna help nobody know. If they don't, they be putting their hands on them, they don't know what they do. Some of them make people worse, and they get mad when you point it out. But they need to understand, if you don't know what you're doing, you just follow and copying, you're gonna mess people up. This right here proves that this ain't come from no higher being. This is a bunch of mess. I said, look, it sounds like SBD instruction with no remedy, no cure. Now we talk about we dealing with God, right?
Right.
Can't get no healing. Can't get no comfort, nothing. Just let the priest, and the priest gonna decide whether you clean or unclean. That's it. That's it. You're gonna keep it. But the priest gonna go ahead and tell you whether you clean or unclean.
Right.
And there was one point where he said, we want you to make sure everybody knows. But we want you to announce yourself as unclean.
Right.
Now this is supposed to be for lepers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find out it don't apply to all lepers. But this is the notion that lepers were considered to be clean, but we unclean. But we find in the reading that there's an instance where the priest said they clean.
Right. You have another comment too.
But all the teaching is that leprosy is unclean.
Right.
So the priest is supposed to determine or decide. Brother, ain't no remedy, ain't no help. Just the priest. That's why a lot in the time we live in now, in this denomination, these denominations, a lot of the preachers are uneducated, unequipped, don't have the knowledge they should have, but yet they try to know everything. And yet they reject folk with knowledge. And yet they come against professional people. They have professionalism about themselves. Some of them try to know more than folk that are more equipped than they are. Because they put themselves in this high seat. Like they got all this great knowledge that comes from God. And they ain't hearing from God at all. They're hearing from themselves. They're hearing from something other than, but they're calling it God. I will tell them what they're hearing from, but I'm not. I ain't doing it. Because they talk too much. Now you talk so much, they go find out for yourself. But yet again, my challenge is going to be very public. Very public. After my first question, I'm going to quit anyway. Ain't going to answer the other night. But this is how people get captivated and lost. That's why they were fooled with the Old Testament, because stuff like this make people say, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. Well, you don't question God. This is the way it was in that time, the Bible days. And how you got Bible days when this thing came out in the 1600s? I want people to understand what you're dealing with, what's happening. A lot of, and I'm talking about me included, a lot of us were sucked in and were operating as reprobates, as abomination and perverted, and spewing out and spit out hypocrisy and lies, and mixing it in with what we really had anyway from birth. But we were sidetracked and detoured to label it, call it something that it's not, acknowledge something that wasn't giving us no power to operate in it. The Most High is nothing like what they've been describing. This God construct that y'all have ain't a God at all. This God concept that y'all been giving folk and it don't come from any kind of God other than God's own 2 feet. And that's the truth. But what we be feeling, I don't know. Tell me what they describe it. I might be here. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. So if you look at this thing, how it ran out, no remedy, no cure. These are the priests. These are the priests, mind you. But they're going to decide whether you're clean or unclean. No physicians involved at all. Not a shaman mentioned. Go ahead.
Pastor Tron had a comment. She said, these are skin conditions that need immediate care that will be seriously misdiagnosed. The one doing the examination would need to be medically qualified. This is crazy. No, that was Pastor Barron. I'm sorry, not
It's one of the reasons why, in the time that we're living in now, they're fighting so hard to discredit the age of Aquarius, when truth and knowledge is overriding fable, fiction, fantasy, falsehoods. They are trying to hold on by the thin thread. Now I'm challenging them with questions. My next challenge is going to be power. Since they're so powerful, we're going to see. We're going to see if they got all these gifts they say they have. I'm your problem. I'm going to prove some of y'all is saying y'all this and that. I'm going to expose you not what you say you are. Because you can't do what you say you're supposed to be able to do. You're fooling people. You're lying to people. My first $1,000 challenge is going to be questions. My next one is going to be power. The next one is going to be about identity versus personality. And you're going to be able to pass them on because you didn't quit. Stop hearing in your face. A bunch of liars and hypocrites and abominations, disgracing the ancestors' face. Play these games. I'm going to expose you either. The people you lied to, if they got Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to expose you anyway. I ain't got to call you name. I got to call you names. What for? That's because you want folk with you. I don't do that. I don't need to. That's why y'all scared. I can call y'all names. I don't need to. You know you. You know you're not. You know you want your food. The priests will give power when they should not. And this is in a story. This stuff didn't really happen. But they wrote it in the story, that's what people find, control people, and get people, I can do, and get people, and get people to go the way they want to go. And y'all will laugh, wait till you get to the power challenge. That's the question challenge ain't gonna be fun, it's gonna be a shame. But the power challenge, that's gonna be fun. And by the way, when I do the power challenge, it's open to witches, warlocks, it's open to voodoo priests, it's open to black magic folk, it's open to all you apostles, prophets, whatever y'all say y'all are, it's open to all. Y'all come together as group if you want to. We can be on the field, I don't care where it is, I come on your turf. You can't do nada. You can have a group, I'm coming by myself. Alone. Ain't nothing to do. Because yours is tainted. And I ain't part of your matrix. Part of truth and righteousness and holiness. I don't know what y'all know about. Yeah, I do a lot in fabrication. And you're not fooling up here for years and making all these lying excuses. This is a bunch of nonsense that we just said here. The reason why we have listened to it is so we can point it out to you. Because if the pastor can't make sense of it, how you gonna help the people make sense of it? If the pastor don't know where this comes from, this comes from when they did not understand a thing. They described stuff. And because they didn't know what to do with it and how to help it, we're talking about people whose understanding was so screwed up that they thought that when a star fell, God was throwing it down to kill an evil person. I'll give you some of the other crazy beliefs, and this is truth. As a matter of fact, it's in the Quran that the fallen stars is Allah taking vengeance on somebody. We talk about limited understanding. Here they are with a limited understanding of health conditions. I'm glad Doc was in there because when I was listening to her, I said, SD.
That's what it sounds like.
He telling you, you unclean to stop being nasty. Go that way, stop being nasty. Thou shalt be clean, stop being nasty.
Right.
Oh, anybody else got something on life? I need to stop.
No new comment says.
You got a whole chapter dedicated to what they call it a law of leather. A whole chapter that they dedicated to. And it ain't clear at all. You know, priests don't care whether you sick or not. They do not care. And the ones that do care, we're outnumbered by the ones that don't. You think them jokers is getting paid every Sunday care, brother? If you fall apart, they might gonna come see you in the hospital. Charge your family for them to say some false words or they don't care about people health. Some of them could not see a person for a week. When the person come up, where you been? Child, now you know, now you ain't been here in a month, now you know you're on back time. Don't care about people health. Half of them can't do nothing about their own personal health. Some of them look like they're about to fall over any minute. How you gonna tell me how to be healthy? Listen to this now. Who in here? Somebody give me a comment on this. Give me something. What y'all hearing about this right here? This is law 13. Oh, just lepers. Listen, what we talking about?
It's like they keep reiterating the same thing, saying it differently.
That's exactly what they keep doing, changing up stuff. But it came from a God. It came from a God in the sky. So they said it. And we supposed to take it and believe it because they said it. We were doing that, but we unplugged from the matrix.
Right.
Matrix, why he say matrix? Read your Bible. What's in that Bible? About being in the matrix. It's in that Bible. Anybody else want to comment on it? I don't blame him. I don't blame him for not going to.
And my thing,
Uh-huh.
why would they tell thinking, why would he come to the priest instead of to the government?
Well, it's like going to the doctor to get your check up.
Don't say,
Progress in your condition.
but I'm saying, at
Right.
the time, yeah, but I'm saying, it wouldn't, cause like they said the same thing, really over again, but trying to flip up a little bit, 'cause I mean, it was over and over again.
Mhm.
Why could still pay attention, because we didn't have no repertoire for it, it couldn't help him anyway. You just come back and don't say what it's done.
Right.
Then you be considered clean. And until then, you wasn't clean, you stay away.
Right. Well, sadly, unfortunately, sadly, this is an example of how some places operate. Like those places that tell people don't go to the doctor. Like those places that tell people don't go get counsel for what's going on. Like those places that tell people, Jack, God will fix that. Person throwing up blood, God told me he gonna fix that. But they don't tell the family no explanation when that person died. Yes, miraculous things happen, but not everybody, and not with everybody. And a lot of these preachers, they put God, some kind of God on trial, hide cowards and hide, so they can blame it on God, because they know they ain't got to bring to do that with it. So they blame it on God, blame it on the Lord, blame it on Jesus, blame it on everybody, blame it on everybody. Because they don't have what they say. And some of them just speaking on people, they stop speaking on people because you ain't doing nothing but making it worse. You ain't helping nobody. But I said so many came to pass. Well, good for you. One out of how many? Good for you. Let's check the odds and probability of what you're saying. Stop messing up people. This game power. And that's what they do now. You can't talk about the divine pastor. Yes, I can. Male and female. Huh. God will catch you. I don't think so. Not to speak the truth, not trying to help people. I don't think so. Whatever God you're talking about, if that's what they do, then that don't sound good to me. That's how it. Let's stop playing games with this. A whole chapter dedicated to what sound like sexually transmitted disease. That what it sound like. Because the progression of skin leprosy does not progress like that. Not like they say. Huh?
I was asking, can't be contagious if the priest can look at it and,
Skin leprosy turn what?
but how, what my question is, well, then how do you catch it? Or is that something you don't catch, it's just something that's in your skin? I just wonder, is it contagious? I mean, because I'm looking at how they teach in separation.
Well, watch this. Dog,
Sir,
is it contagious?
I don't know that.
Skin leprosy.
Mm, well, I guess based on reading, I guess I would say yes.
How? There's a reason why I'm doing this. How?
Point of contact, opening of the skin,
When the skin opens,
the breaking of it.
that happens when your skin breaks. Other than that,
More than likely not then.
more likely not, right?
Point of
There
view.
has to be a point of contact
Yes.
with open skin. Right?
Yes, sir.
The reason why I pointed that out is you're going to find out as we go forward that there's going to be some incidents with letters that's going to point out to you that it ain't contagious because you're just standing next to them. It ain't contagious because they shake your hand. See, back then, when they had conditions and stuff, their notion was They have to come up with these ideas of how you can catch it. How you can, and they even came up, which is kind of funny. Over the years, they've come up with these funny remedies, or these funny ways to get rid of stuff. It's fascinating to hear how some people call themselves helping people. They ended up with a disease or a condition. Uh, I find it funny how man can twist and manipulate situations even when it involves a person's health. It's funny. They make it sound like you can get it because the other person got it. Evidently not. They gave such a fear to the people that made them come to the priest. See what I'm saying? But it could be that serious because the priest didn't catch it.
Right.
And they said if the priest look and see this and see that, then you're unclean. But if the priest see this and see that, you're clean. So we got a clean one and a dirty one.
The thing of it, they made it a law.
Well, how to handle a law of how to handle them. They made a law in that book in the story. But if you look at it, I don't see no law. Y'all see a law? It just said you clean up unclean. Where the law is.
You got to be separated. You got to be here so many days, like jail. You know, it's
Where the law? Didn't say they gonna come separate you.
they put you away. Yeah, there's.
Where's the law?
I'm talking about that's the instruction. The
Yeah,
instruction.
they call it law. They call it law. But according to them, the priest got to see you. What if I go to the priest? What if I go to the priest? It's just like they lay down rules and regulations now. Everybody don't follow. Everybody ain't trying to follow. This ain't a law of liberty. And you're gonna find out they call it law right there. But it's gonna be totally different later watch. And they're gonna be about no law, but they're gonna be how it was handled. Now that was established, right? Remember that later on, because you're gonna find out that that was for the sake of telling a story and putting this in here and trying to manipulate and control the thinking of people. And it worked, and it's still working. It's still working. Unfortunately, the Lord will get you aligned with two things. Which Lord you talking about, first of all? So if you talk about the one that's in that picture, that one never got nobody. But it was used to fool a lot of people. Everybody mad at me, but everybody said that to our brother when he hold the picture up and punched him in the face and said, "This ain't Jesus." Y'all remember that? Brother James was all over YouTube punching that picture in the face, saying, "This is not Jesus." But y'all mad at me. Okay. Go ahead. Anybody got anything else?
Not online.
All right, go ahead, 14.
And the. I'm sorry. I'm good right now. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This shall be the law of the leper in the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall go forth out of the camp. And the priest shall look, and behold, if the plague of leprosy be healed in the leper, then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And the shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and the cedar wood, and the scarlet, and the hyssop, and the living bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field. And he that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes and shave off all his hair and wash himself in water, that he may be clean. And after that he shall come into the camp and shall tarry abroad out of his tent 7 days. But it shall be on the seventh day that he shall shave all his hair off his head and his beard and his eyebrows, even all his hair he shall shave off, and he shall wash.
Fool.
Right.
He shall wash his clothes. I just don't need no visuals. Also, he shall wash his flesh in water, and he shall be clean. And on the eighth day, he shall take 2 he lambs without blemish, and 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish, and 3 tenth deals of fine flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, and 1 log of oil. This is dinner. And the priest that maketh him clean shall present the man that is to be made clean and those things before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall take 1 he lamb and offer him for a trespass offering, and the log of oil, and wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall slay the lamb in the place where he shall kill the sin offering and the burnt offering in the holy place. For as the sin offering is the priest, so is the trespass offering. It is most holy. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the priest shall put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall take 1 of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own hand. And the priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and shall sprinkle of the oil with his finger 7 times before the Lord. And of the rest of the oil that is in his hand shall the priest put upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the blood of the trespass offering. And the remnant of the oil that is the priest's hand, he shall pour upon the head of him that is to be cleansed. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord. And the priest shall offer the sin offering, and make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed from his uncleanness. And afterward he shall kill the burnt offering. And the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the meat offering upon the altar. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, and he shall be clean. And if he be poor and cannot get so much, then he shall take 1 for a trespass offering to be weighed, to make an atonement for him, and 1 10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, and a log of oil, and 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to get. And the one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. And he shall bring them on the eighth day for his cleansing unto the priest, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. And the priest shall take the lamb of the trespass offering and the log of oil, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall kill the lamb of the trespass offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and put it upon the tip of the right ear, it's to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall pour all of the oil into the palm of his own left hand. And the priest shall sprinkle with his right finger some of the oil that is in his left hand 7 times before the Lord. And the priest shall put of the oil that is in his hand upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the place of the blood of the trespass offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall put upon the head of him that is to be cleansed, to make an atonement for him before the Lord. And he shall offer the 1 of the turtle doves, or of the young pigeons, such as he can get, even such as he is able to get, the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. with the meat offering, and the priest shall make it for him that is to be cleansed before the Lord. This is the law of him in whom is the plague of leprosy, whose hand is not able to get that which to his cleansing. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when ye become into the land of Canaan, which I give to you for a possession,
Stop. What land?
Canaan.
Who did I tell you what the original people that belong to Yahweh?
To the Egypt,
The Canaanites.
Canaanites,
What land?
Canaan,
Uh, Go ahead.
which I give to you for a possession, and I put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land of your possession.
Stop. Driving the people out there. See how it says, I will call the people that do me not. And they will be my people and I will be. This is the transition from the Canaanites to Israel. I told him, I put right in the book, prove to them what I'm saying. Now notice you call it leprosy in what?
Canaan.
Yeah. We're going to get into the logistics of some of this. They hate that I can flow on this. Oh, wait. Go ahead. Mhm.
The law of leprosy.
Yes.
Why was it considered?
Now that's the law for the one that get cleansed. They have the law for the one that will walk around dirty. Now, till the priest say, you are clean now. I gotta have fun with this. This is so messed up. Now, I want y'all to notice all these rituals that are the similitude of voodoo, the similitude of witchcraft, the similitude of root work, the similitude of soothsaying, the similitude of the operation of the gypsies, the similitude of the operation of satanic worshipers, the similitude of the operation of cannibals. I want y'all to notice the similitude of the operation of pagan. But this one's supposed to be holy and clean. Not. You stuck this stuff in the story because you didn't think people did pick it up. All this the tip of your finger, your big toe. You know which doctors are voodoo toe? Don't expect nobody to notice. I dealt with voodoo priests to do this other stuff. So I'm just bringing out truth about it. I don't care what you do. If you want to steal, walk your delusion, and jump around with your hallucinogenic stuff, help yourself. I'm just bringing out trying to help somebody that tired of being lied to while they're going through every day preparing to die. Because when they die, it's going to be better for them. Don't make no darn sense. Now, how you going to gather in the sky with a bunch of folks who can't stand here? Can't get along here. Want to speak to each other here. I ain't got to worry about it. They ain't going. If you're going, they going. Shoot. Some of these rock people on check themselves, see themselves, and they free themselves. No. Go ahead, let's finish this nonsense. Let's finish this.
And he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me there is as it were a plague in the house. Then the priest shall command that they empty the house before the priests go into it to see the plague, that all that is in the house be not made unclean. And afterward the priest shall go in to see the house. And he shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be in the walls of the house with hollow streaks, greenish or reddish, which is
Shall I go?
Something.
I'm trying to show y'all how you know had to explain quick, and the judge said, see them spirits. Them spirits. See, I want you to know where this foolishness come from. He really wasn't that smart. And then later on, we make no better, coming up with spirits and all. See, that got colors to it. Yeah, see that? It got colors to it. And you know what God was showing me? See, it make them lie. And the Lord was showing me out of this, the Lord ain't show you nothing. You are intelligent and creative, and you came up with that foolishness. It ain't came from no God, you're lying. Now you can tell you everything out. They know what they do when they go in to take care of home. They call it a plague. We call it mold.
So the house gets good too.
Go ahead.
Which in sight are lower than the wall. Then the,
Lord of the law.
then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days. And the priest shall come again the seventh day and shall look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the walls of the house, then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is, and they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city.
And I know.
Right.
Go ahead. This is just.
And he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out.
Wait a minute. Oh, prayer. With prayer. With a shalom.
And no shalaha,
With oil.
and all.
With a speak a word.
Speak a word.
Didn't I tell y'all in the Old Testament, the New Testament don't match? Didn't I tell y'all the group of people that wrote these stories? I blame one that did
All right.
this proves it. Wait a minute. You mean go in there and say, and then come back and then go,
It's not written.
what? What? So I provide utterance ain't even in here. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city
That's how they handle. That's how they handle moment.
into an unclean place, and they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones, and he and break out in the house after that he have taken away the stones, and after he have scraped the house, and after it is plastered, the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house.
Stop. Fred Krueger. This is ridiculous. Don't they do that with mold? And it gets scraped and clean and it come back. If it's black mold and it come back, they tell you got to get it. They condemn the place. They call it leprosy. Now your house get
That's right.
the walls catch it. I want to fall face first on this floor so bad. This is agonizing. Because if this ain't got nothing to do with no leprosy, this is mold. Oh, it's that mold spirit. The moldy. That demon in the wall. And then they be like, oh, they showing you that this stuff, it's time for what stuff. That caused enough problems and hurt enough people. The Lord showed this, the Lord showed that. Well, why the Lord ain't showed you how to straighten your back? No. I don't need no harm, but we gotta have better wisdom. Because I'm telling you something, without the acknowledgement and wisdom of where it really comes from, I don't know about the time. There were people not told don't go get cut. And they went with it, and they wish they thought that would beat him. No, this me, I'll tell you. But this is not, this ain't no leprosy, wall leprosy. Anybody here ever heard of wood leprosy?
Wood leprosy?
Wood leprosy,
No.
wall leprosy, ceiling leprosy.
Sin.
Ugh.
Said leprosy, we have leprosy is sin. And you
Go
don't
ahead,
get-
go ahead. Just go ahead and just read it.
It is unclean. And he shall break down the house and the stones of it, and the timber thereof, and all the mortar of the house, and he shall carry them forth out of the city into an unclean place. Moreover, he that goeth into the house all the while that it is shut up shall be unclean until the even. And he that lieth in the house shall wash his clothes, and he that eateth in the house shall wash clothes. And if the priest shall come in and look upon it, and behold, the plague have not spread in the house after the house was plastered, then the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the plague is healed. And he shall take to cleanse the house 2 birds, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop.
Stop. How about can take this news?
Me too.
You know what they do, Mom? With themselves to bring some dirty birds. It clothes, right?
Hmm.
They get in clothes. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And he shall kill the one of the birds in an earthen vessel over running water. And he shall take the scar and the living bird, and dip them in the blood of the slain bird, and in the running water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. And he shall cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, and with the running water, and with the living bird, and with the cedar wood, and with the hyssop, and with the scarlet. But he shall let go the living bird out of the city into the open fields, and make an atonement for the house, and it shall be clean. This is the law of all manner of plague of leprosy and scald, and for the leprosy of a garment and of a house, for a rising, and for a scab, and for a bright spot, to teach when it is unclean and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy. That's the end of 14.
Y'all, you know, and you wonder how they come up with these ideas and these misunderstandings and these messed up instructions. Listen to this. Listen to that. Listen to that. Now you got a mixture that sound like a cleaning solution. It's like people go to clean the house. And once you clean it and come back, what they do? Well, we try again and come back again. What they say? Sometimes they cut the section of the wall out, cut the section of the ceiling out, and they go behind the wall. Sometimes it's on the wood. Church goes to try to call it a spirit, a demon. That's what I'm saying. God did it. No. We got to cut this stuff out. No matter who be mad, don't like it, to my God, I'm gonna get you. Are you kidding? Got to be kidding. Got to be kidding me. The God you talk about, you might as well stop and take a break. I'll beat the stew out of that God you talk about. Because the God you talk about is on 2 feet. There ain't no divine being. Ain't no way. And most of the what's in there, ain't got nothing to do with no divine being, ain't got nothing to do with no higher thoughts, no higher ways. It worked because it sounded good, and it give people an excuse and something to hide behind when stuff don't go right, and give them an excuse to be evil, be mean, to be vindictive. It give them an excuse to act up. And a lot of people going doing stuff to like fulfilling themselves. Yeah, right. You fulfilling yourself. That is nonsense. It's the same stuff they do when you get home in the house. Don't bring no birds in there. They and the ritual comes in. These rituals get stuck into this stuff. And I told you, they feel that stuff. They put the priest in the place of the other figures, like witch doctor. Now, ain't nobody even done medically get rid of it yet. And that's just like how a lot of churches operate, especially some of the churches, I ain't gonna talk about it, but especially some of the churches that reject all kinds of signs. But you go to the doctor, but they go to the hospital, but they reject signs. Go ahead. That was it?
That was the end of
What time is it?
8:45.
Ooh, thankful and grateful. Anybody, any comments, questions, either from the house, from the lab, anybody that's on with us, any comments and questions?
No new comments as of yet on live. In the last one.
I would say this, I understand when people went into the Bible, they say, I don't understand. I get it. I get it. Go in there and see all this stuff, like, what the world? But then we look and say, wait a minute, it sound like Moses. We're dealing with Moses. It's the same thing. But then when these stories were written and they copied from and put their own spin on it and set it up for their own agenda, they were dealing with it and had that kind of knowledge. They're dealing with people that never knowledge. They didn't know what Moses, they didn't know to call it Moses. They didn't know to call it Moses. You talking about people that when they saw storms, they thought gods were fighting in the sky. This ain't nothing I'm making up here. So I mean, it's a shame. It's unfortunate. You know. So y'all don't have no comments from what we just read.
Mm-mm. And there's none on live either. No new ones.
And I ain't surprised now, but I'm like, this is shake your head and stuff. It's kind of like somebody keep you from something, and you find out, and you say, "This is what they was keeping us from. This is what they didn't want us to do. This is what they didn't want us to see." With now we got I didn't have to deal with Mo before. Mother and Mrs. Morgan had to deal with Mo. They called me come walking them two birds. And I was Apostle and leprosy playing all on the wall. You're telling the two birds and but you got people, I ain't trying to be funny, but you got people that tell the folk house to give you money. They will. They take that all, they repeat that all, and they get all the way too. They don't know.
They're gonna sit there.
Pastor Charm made a comment.
Shut up, but we got people that do that.
And there's some,
And say God told them to do
there's some crazy young people wrote in that book.
Mhm.
Crazy.
it. I'm so glad that I listened when they told me to use the Bible. They told me you gotta use the Bible because they said to me, if you don't use the Bible, then they're gonna say that you are attacking the Bible. So I'm so glad for this. I ain't attacking them, but so people don't understand it. You be scared of them around your feet. It's just not. You said we gotta come.
Yes, Pastor Tron said it just keeps getting better and better.
I have this.
Uh,
Okay, I see that, back then they were bringing all people, there was supposed to be something for all people offerings, right?
yeah.
That type of animal or something, you know.
Yeah.
So when did they come into monetary? So when, I'm trying to see that when they incorporate them in the, with offerings now, you know, like now, they have offer everything. You know,
Yes.
They make offers, but they doing it, you know, for this day.
Yes.
So when did they, cause it's in the Bible.
Now here's the funny thing, and I'm glad you said that. In the Old Testament, that wasn't so. It was animals, it was the stuff from your planet. In the New Testament, I told you, in the same group, ain't the same group that wrote this stuff. Because now it changes over to monetary. And they give the excuse that it ain't necessary no more. Well, how you say it ain't necessary if even in the New Testament it said, do what Moses commanded. See, it ain't the same group. They try to connect the two for the purpose of their agenda and their motive. But it makes so everybody got to keep revising. I guarantee you, most pastors and preachers in the Bible, if you ask them what the copyright date is, they won't know why you ask. They will not know why you're asking them for the copyright date of the Bible. They won't know. Out the West, this is called Christian mythology.
Yep. So now I see why they can take stuff out of the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
cook it for them, and make it suit whatever purpose they want to.
Absolutely. That's why a lot of different groups use that Bible to manipulate and control it. And it worked for them. Who has one of them things where you ask a question, kids? You know, you say, hey, kid, whatever you're calling it. The thing I man quit.
I think we are.
Okay, Siri, ask Siri what's the number one religion in Europe?
Hey Siri, what's the number one religion in Europe?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
Says Christianity.
Ask Siri what's the number one religion in North America.
Hey Siri, what's the number one religion in North America?
Here's an answer from worldatlas.com.
Christianity is the most popular religion in North America.
Europeans. Now, ask Siri what's the number one religion in Africa.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri, what's the number one religion in Africa?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
It says Christianity is the most widely practiced religion along with Islam and is the largest religion in Africa.
Christianity and Islam. Number one religion in India.
Siri. Hey Siri. Siri don't got time. Hey Siri.
She
said, what's the number one religion in India? Hey Siri,
She,
what's the number one religion in India? What does it say?
Sierra, you got that answer.
Siri, what's the number one religion in India? Hinduism.
Hinduism.
what's the number one religion in China, in Asia? I'm sorry.
They want me where you gonna get it, dude.
Islam.
Islam.
What's the number one religion in Japan?
Did you say in Asia, Islam is the number one religion? I'm just saying.
Japan.
Shinto.
Now they laughed at me. I talked about Shinto. And they said, I know what I'm talking about. Number one religion in Germany.
Christianity.
In the Middle East.
Islam.
In Central America.
Catholicism.
Haiti. Let's see. Did you know? France.
Catholicism.
Let's see. Hmm. Turkey.
Islam.
Now, I'm going to say this. North America, Europe, and a lot of parts of Africa. A lot of parts of Africa. Three of the places where European influence was very powerful. And we have to remember something also. A lot of the representation was the number one religion is tainted because of that. And there's a fight between Catholicism, Islam, and Christianity. And who had the most influence? Y'all went, who got the most influence?
Islam.
Islam. Islam. They got grounds where they come and disrupt your Christianity service. They got some groups that burn down the building. But I did that to point out to people that the purpose of religion through manifest destiny was to get one religion to take over the world. And when you see Christianity, you see Catholicism. How you know that? What's the difference between the Catholics and Christianity? Difference.
Catholic is considered Christianity.
Say that again.
Catholic is Christianity.
Why everybody kept calling him back all the time? The first large painting of Jesus Christ was painted where?
Jesus Christ.
Ceiling of the Vatican. That should have been the first one. Who did? Michelangelo. Who commissioned him? Constantine. That ain't true. That's exactly what it is. Because without Constantine, there would be no acceptance of the figure. There would be no acceptance of that. Constantine was in authority to be able to make it law. That's right. You can be put to death not following the religion they told you to follow. That's true. When I tell people, if you're Christian, you Catholic, they can make it. But did you not just say this? I think Catholicism is a bigger focus. Jesus. In Catholicism, Mary is the communication to Jesus. Mary derived from the Black Madonna. They want to the truth about it. That's the truth. But in Catholicism, you got big statues of Mary. Matter of fact, outside their courtyard, they got a big statue of Virgin Mary, Mother Mary. Folk hug it, folk grab it, folk kiss the feet. But they're the same. They just have little differences. You know, they're the same. The Pope, the bishops, archbishop, the fathers, which are the priests. I mean, their hierarchy is matched by what we were taught. They just do it different. You can go to some churches where titles don't mean nothing. They call you brother and sister, no matter what you are. They even say brother pastor. They're not looking on these titles like some of these people are. They look on these titles for what they're living up to. And the power that's supposed to come with it. I will say again, we're at the end of your mind during next month, a challenge in this area to all pastors, preachers, and these around here. I will ask you 10 questions from the Bible pertaining to the Bible and about the Bible. If you can answer 5 of them, I will make sure you get $1,000 cash. 5. For 5 right answers, you get you $1,000. I am confident that you won't get 3 right. I'm confident you won't get nowhere near 5. The first challenge is with these questions. The next one, I'm going to challenge your God. Because you say you got all this power. That's right. The next one, I'm going to challenge your identity and your personality because I am confident you don't know who you are. But the first challenge, it's not no April Fool. You're going to be the April Fool. If you answer 5 of them right, give you $1,000. For 5 right, you don't get money from I ain't gonna do that. Now, I'll be able to get it, but you ain't gonna have to pay it out. I guarantee you I ain't gonna have to pay it out. In this area, the whole county, even if you have another religion, like Hebrew Israelite, Islam, you too, you gonna be able to answer 5 questions. I guarantee you, I am Apostle Shelby, the leader, the spiritual teacher, and I approve my message and I stand by what I just said. To the whole county, you won't be able to answer. I guarantee you. And because I'm so smart, the posse gonna be given the question. I guarantee you, but you bully everybody, you so holy, and God speaks to you. Well, you're gonna need God to speak to you. You answer 5 out of the 10 right, you gonna have $1,000. So come on, since y'all so smart, tell the people on the line, you ain't that smart. We're gonna prove to you you ain't that smart. What's the loss of money? Okay. Started getting all these answers. What the rest of y'all stuff quit?
I did.
She got mad with us. No, she heard my voice. Said, damn, I don't like it. I'm sorry to get that to you. What are you using, though? What are you using to get the answer? Huh?
Google.
You using Google?
It has AI too.
I'm saying, but you using Google because I just quit on her. I didn't think it was the same thing. Uh, could you ask Google? Uh, could you ask Google? Uh, I'm just saying because these they don't. I guarantee Google ain't gonna be there with me, but you can't cheat you use Google. But if they did, it's still. Um, oh, ask Google who was Pope Sylvester.
So was it the first
Huh?
or the second?
Pope Sylvester the first.
Bishop of Rome from 314 to 335.
Say again.
The Bishop of Rome from 314 to 335.
Pope Sylvester the second.
He was a teacher whose ideas contrasted sharply with the cultural darkness of his age. Ideas that predated the humanists and scientists of the Renaissance.
Say that again.
He was an outstanding teacher whose brilliant ideas contrasted sharply with the cultural darkness of his age. Ideas that predated the humanists and scientists of Renaissance. That is originally known as Gerbert,
Hmm?
a scholar and a teacher who served as Bishop of Rome from 999 to his death in 1003.
Now let's see what Google says about this. Ask Google who was the first African pope.
Pope Victor the First.
Huh?
Pope Victor the First,
From
born in the province of Africa, the Roman province of Africa, which is modern day Tunisia, Libya, and Algeria.
the Roman province. Ooh. Ooh. So the first pope was who?
First African Pope,
First African pope,
Victor the First.
Victor the First. Yeah. Last question, y'all. Who was the first non-African pharaoh? In
The Hyksos kings are generally considered the first non-Egyptian rulers of Egypt.
you know.
And that was the AI answers. I didn't research to see if they were accurate.
Oh, there was AIs. I can't resist it. I gotta know what this is. Who were the bishops of Christ? Who were the bishops of Christ? That was a real centuries ago, ages ago. We collected that book.
The 12 apostles.
The who?
12 apostles.
Nah, it won't be collect that book. That's wrong.
Early bishops of Jerusalem.
That is wrong. The first group called the Bishop of Christ, it had nothing to do with the apostleship. Absolutely not. And I tell y'all, these rabbis, these old rabbis, embarrass these folks. And they know some of this stuff is false. They know. The 12 apostles. Yeah. Let me tell you how bad it's going to be when we get in the New Testament. I want to show you that it couldn't be 12 of them. It had to be 11. Could be youngest one, could be the apostle. And I got 5 reasons why. So whoever wrote that should do some research. Mm. And somebody should do some research on the Sanhedrin. Because they got that wrong too. Mm, mm. I could not have studied all my life and had all this information. Ain't no way. So I'm thankful to the process. Now I really, whew, I can't wait for the first victim to be in. Okay, let's see. Question number 1. I'm gonna ask that one question number 2. We had number 6, Pastor. You the 6 of them, so you're 4 left. And I'm going to confirm it. But none of the questions are true questions. I'm surprised that the answer for the bishops of Christ was the 12 apostles. That's right. No wonder why I'm saying apostle and bishop is the same thing. No wonder why. Now they explain that makes sense. Why they drink that. And then they make impossible self churches. I guess that could be with the definition of sin. You sit somewhere and you hear me running all over the place. No, kid. Anyway, now bishops will be apt to teach, right? A lot of them ain't got nobody phone, so what they teach? I'm bored involved before. I don't back into the nonsense, ain't nobody but I'm Jacob. I don't transition on my boss. I'm trying to blow up, telling people they have their own mind, be free. So, and this ministry got to be more active because it's a lot of people that need to encounter us. It's a lot of people that need to be around us. It's a lot of people that we should reach out to. We should have to take time to do it. It's not about trying to prove a point, it's about doing what's right. Can't enjoy your life anyway. So, who should have said that? Wait a minute, I just do it. Anybody been enjoying their life?
Mhm.
Doing the best I can.
Mhm.
Trying. Who was there with that song? Oh, no, that was Sam. I'm trying to live. Yeah, I mean, it's sad looking at somebody that is locked in to the point where you show them something, they won't see it. I don't see it. I'm sorry for it. Just straight business. Well, thank those that joined us. If you don't have anything else with that, then remainder peaceful, great, sweet, and great things happen for you. Continue to do that which is right, continue to free your mind and your body and follow, and be helpful, be a Have a blessed one. See you later.